Hey, hey, it's John Murphy, your healthy longevity guy, and welcome to another episode of our Make 100 Healthy Longevity Show. This is the place and the community that gives you hope that yes, you can live to 100 years old with health and happiness. But it doesn't happen by accident. You have to work at it and you have to take action and actually be growing bolder to get there. And one of the key components of living a healthy life is real nutrition and eating great food. It all comes down to nutrition. And with this current crisis, there's been such a resurgence in victory gardens that I met this next wonderful woman because of the resurgence of victory gardens. Please welcome to the show my good new friend, Danni Westerlund from Pennsylvania. Danni, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John. It's nice to meet you. And tell Stacy that I want her grandmother's recipe
All
for
right,
her
good.
sauce.
Okay, there's some really great stuff. You're talking about Stacey Murphy, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I,
good,
I
good.
was watching the webinar.
Yeah, the webinar was really good. So, Danni and I met uh, because, as you know, or maybe you don't know, I have a group online, a private group called Victory Garden Family, and we have a mission to grow 1 million new victory gardens. And my goal 2 years ago was to help reduce obesity and diabetes and other lifestyle diseases by getting real food into the hands of people that were not able to. Now, with this virus, food insecurity is a real issue, and Danni and a lot of others really got enthused on bringing back victory gardens. Danni, tell me how you got into this journey.
I was just seeing all the headlines and kind of seeing what was going to happen down the road that they weren't reporting on the news. And I saw that there was going to be a disturbance in the food. I knew that people were going to get sick. They were going to be out of work. They weren't going to be able to process the food in a timely manner or in a constructive way, that the truck drivers might be out sick, and that people would be scared and they would be buying a lot of things all at once. And that would also slow the trucks down. So I kind of saw that coming, and I decided to create a group of my own to motivate people to grow food, because everyone has a yard. Not everyone has a yard, but a lot of people have enough room to grow food. We
Yeah,
don't need to be growing grass. We should be growing food.
absolutely. Now, your group is called Victory Gardens of Pennsylvania. That's the name of it, right?
Yes. Yes. We started out as Victory Gardens of PA,
Okay.
and the local, I had actually sent a flyer to a local TV station to put on TV. And they immediately contacted me and they offered me a gardening TV show. And
Amazing, amazing.
I was absolutely floored. I didn't expect it, and I was very, very happy about it. But because you want to keep your family safe and you don't want to be around people, I had to say no for now. I will reconsider it down the road right now. I just want people to grow gardens. And I think that the internet is a huge platform for that.
Mhm.
Everyone's online right now because they're home. And I think that we can get more attention this way than if I had put all of my work and time into a television show. And then we were picked up by another local news station to do our story. And that's when the group started to grow.
So now, how many members do you have in your group there?
That group has 307 members.
Wow.
Our
Congratulations.
TikTok, thank you. Our TikTok page has over 2,000 people in it right now.
I'm so
Um,
happy.
Thank you. It grew very fast.
Yep.
We weren't expecting it. My husband and I started finding ourselves trying to think of new ideas. How can we get them pumped up? How can we get them really educated? How can we tell them how to make a rain barrel so that they can save on their water bill
Yeah,
to
good.
water the garden, and things like that. And this has just been an amazing journey. It really has. I met you. I met Eddie Smith, who gave me his group.
Well,
of
let's talk about
2,000
that. Let's talk
people.
about that. You said 2,000, you mean 20,000, right?
20,000, I'm sorry. Yes,
So,
20,000 people.
so just so you know, I just got done putting a guide together, and it's called The 10 Easy Steps to Grow Your Own Victory Garden. And it's a free guide that I'm giving out. I'll give you the link for that to get it.
That's great that it's free.
Yeah, and well, because I want to educate people to grow their own gardens as well. And so it was based on the 1943 Victory Garden Manual by James Burdett and the National Garden Bureau. And the reason
That's
I bring that
awesome.
up is Diane Blazak, who are celebrating their 100-year anniversary, Make 100 Healthy. They're celebrating 100. This is higher power stuff, folks.
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
uh, she told me, Diane Blazak told me, you should get in touch with the people from Victory Garden Revival. I think they would love what you're doing. You'll be, and then I reached out to Eddie, and he didn't get back to me, and I didn't know why, but I didn't know that he was actually ready to get out of the group and to bring in some new blood. And who is that person? You. Tell us how that
Me.
happened.
It's me. God works in mysterious ways, and it's very crazy. I was in all of the groups, so as soon as I started my group, I immediately joined all of the other groups for Victory Revival on Facebook, and I began talking to people in the groups and seeing what their ideas were. And I had seen a beautiful photograph of Eddie when he was a kid. He was in his crib out in the yard right next to his grandmother's garden, and it was in black and white. So I took the picture and I put it through I think it was My Heritage has a colorizer for photos, and I colorized the picture and I sent it back to him. And he was not expecting anyone to do that for him. He was seeing himself as
Wow.
a child back in the day, and it was now in color. And he sent me a picture and he said, "Can you please put this in color? It's a picture of me and my mother." And I said, "Absolutely." And I sent him that, and he was just so thankful, so thankful. And then we built a friendship, and he said, I I want to give you my group. I see what you're doing. I see that you're trying to get as many people on board as you can. I see that you're enthusiastic about it, and I want to give you my group. And things have been a roller coaster ever since.
So folks, this is a group. So Danny in March didn't have a group at all. She starts a group called Victory Gardens of PA because she lives in Pennsylvania. And she just is finding her way through the Victory Garden world. And she meets me, she meets Eddie. And here's the key thing that I want to say, Danny, your act of kindness, your giving, opened that man's heart. So
Yeah.
that you didn't do it you didn't think he was going to give you his group. And,
No.
and I got to tell you, that's what I love about you, and I love about the people in our Make 100 Healthy community and our Victory Garden family. And and I say our Victory Garden family because all the Victory
Oh
Garden
yeah.
groups are part of a family. And
Absolutely.
I came up with that name because I didn't want to be territorial, you know.
Yes.
But I want to emphasize, when you are a person that gives, you do it for the pure joy of giving somebody happiness.
I do.
And the universe comes back and gives you 10 times what you give. So I commend you for having a great heart and for doing the
Thank you.
right thing. And now, Victory Garden Revival, you're changed it to Victory Gardens Revival,
I
plural.
did. I
Okay.
changed it to Victory Gardens Revival because I really want to emphasize that I want everyone to have a victory garden. It doesn't have to be the victory garden of the past. This is a
Right.
new time, it's a new era.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to rip up your entire yard. If you do, that's amazing. That's
Right.
wonderful. But if you can grow inside of your house, there are so many different systems now that they didn't have before that you can grow inside of your house. You can feed your family from that. You can do, a
Well,
local
well,
community garden, all those things.
well, let me just tell you, I love gardening outside. I put the guide together. Did you read my guide, by the way?
I did read your guide. I have it right here.
Oh,
I
cool.
love it.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
So just, I'm going to give myself a plug. If you want a free copy of the guide, I want you to learn. It's really great information. Well, Danny, you tell them, was it good information?
It was great information. I really liked it. I love that you tell people, like, listen, if your family doesn't like a certain item, maybe not grow that item. Like, figure out what your needs are
Right.
and then go from there. Figure out, it tells you, where to grow and how to grow and all of those things, all the important information. So I think it's a really great
Well,
guide.
thank you. Thank you. So if you want it, www.make100healthy.com/victory. 100 is numerical. And we'll send you a download. It's free and it's good information. And it opens your minds to a lot of things, different things like the watering, the fertilizer, mulch, and what we talked about briefly in it. But I'm going to do a whole other guide on indoor victory gardens. I just purchased a tower garden 2 days ago.
That's
And
awesome. I've
I,
seen
I
them.
want I want to grow year long. I want to have nutritious food, and I don't want to be always subject to the elements. And so I'm growing outdoors too, tomatoes and different things that need pollination. But the lettuces, the rugulas, the different types of veggies that you can grow indoor all year long, put in your shakes, and give yourself and give my family food security. That's a good thing. Um,
Absolutely.
so let's talk a little bit more about your future plans for Victory Gardens Revival. And I want to give you a challenge.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Okay. Your challenge is to help me get to our goal to grow 1 million new Victory Gardens because,
Yep.
I came up with this number, 1 million. That's a
Yeah,
big number. That's a
it
big number.
is.
But you know what? If you don't aim big, if you don't look for something big, now this is my vision, right? All
Hmm.
it takes a couple of big outlets, a couple of corporations to, or people that, let's say, 1,000 people tell two people. Before you know it, we're going to have 1 million gardens. And the
Exactly.
garden itself, to me, I don't care how you garden. I know you don't care. Raised bed, container, indoor, in ground, it doesn't
Yep.
matter. And by the way, I'm going to say something else. I don't really care if you actually grow a garden if you're not comfortable with that, but you better buy local because we
Yes.
need to support our farmers and we need
Absolutely.
to be able to get the real nutrition. Danny, I'm going to be preaching a little bit here, so give me a
Mhm.
second. Did
Sorry.
you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are micronutritionally deficient?
I did know that. Did
And
know
why
that.
is that? Because we eat empty food that is devoid
Empty
of real
calories.
nutrition.
Mhm.
Prepackaged processed foods is not the way to go, but it's the norm. And what's happened? The people that have lived lifestyles that are full of sugar and sugar derivatives and chemicals, they're the ones that are the most likely to get COVID and die. And
Absolutely.
so this is really, and I think this is more important than ever. This is a survival of the fittest. And
Yes.
and you know what, folks, if you care about your life, if you care about your family, don't take my word for it. Don't take Danny's word for it. You can hear all across, they're all saying, well, a healthy lifestyle seems to protect yourself from the virus. There's all kinds of viruses. There's viruses all over. The fact is, we can't be scared to live our life. And that's what is going on here. People are scared to live their life. You know
Hmm.
what? If we got everybody to eat their own food, we could reduce obesity and diabetes. And,
Yes.
back in 1943, when the original Victory Garden Manual was during World War II, 40% of all fruits and vegetables that were eaten in the United States were grown from backyard victory gardens. Now, why is that a great thing? Because we have control. We have control. So
Hmm.
I'm sorry to be going on a rampant page, but I know we share the same feelings. Tell me,
Yes, we do.
tell me what you
Absolutely.
tell me what you see as what the next steps are and what we can do to help you and to help this whole phenomenon continue to keep growing.
I first want to touch on that I know about the nutritional issues, and I have an issue with my own daughter. She
Okay.
has Asperger's syndrome,
I'm sorry.
and it's okay. She's great, um, but she's allergic to food dye,
Ooh,
and the food dyes, I'm sure you know, affect the chemistry in your brain.
sure.
And we started noticing this when she was about 5 years old. She would eat, an icy. She'd be at a barbecue, she'd eat an icy. And then about a half an hour later, she was absolutely out of control. She couldn't control any of her emotions. She was scatterbrained, and we would have to leave because she
Wow.
just wasn't able to be there anymore. And once we cut that out, once we started giving her good nutritional foods, she just changed. There was a whole different child there. And that is why I'm
Wow.
passionate. And I love what you're doing. I think it's a great thing. But back to the original question, what do we see for this in the future? What I would love to do is just be your cheerleader. I want all of you
And right back
to,
at you.
yeah, I just want everyone to pay attention to what's going on with the food and find solutions. And I would love to just get a whole chain of people going who are on the same page, who are paying attention, and they are out there saying, hey, have you heard about the Victory Garden movement? I would love for all of the groups, all of us, to get together, to interview each other, to get that media out there so that this becomes mainstream in a major way,
Well,
that
yeah.
it doesn't only feed America, but it feeds the world. And there are people in our group from all over the world. So that's a possibility.
Well, anything's a possibility. And the most important thing is that we make people healthy.
Yes.
And that's the best defense against any type of health related issue. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
excited, and we will talk about a Victory Garden Summit. And I'm working on some media stuff right now. And I got to tell you, the timing has never been in our lifetime, and I'm a lot older than you, but in my lifetime, there's never been a more, we were getting slovenly, we were getting lazy, we were just taking things for granted. And what happens is because we have 60% people that are overweight overweight or obese.
That's a huge number.
That's almost 2 out of 3 people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Diabetes is rampant. Um, but there are great things going on. I know that you were aware of the Food Revolution Summit with my friends John and Ocean Robbins. Uh,
Yes.
these guys are teaching me. They're experts. So let me tell you about John Robbins. Do you know about John Robbins?
I know a very little about John Robbins, but I think
John,
he's an inspiration.
well, John Robbins was the heir to the Baskin Robbins ice cream chain.
Oh, get
And
out.
okay, and so he went to the farm with his dad where they were getting the dairy for the ice cream. And he saw this cow and he went over to pet the cow, and the cow moved back. And he was startled by that. And he asked the local farmer or the rancher, he said, why is he so scared of me? He says, well, anytime a human comes around, bad things happen. They were slaughtering the cows. At
Yeah.
that moment, John Robbins decided to change the course of his life and to go for a plant-based diet. And we can cure the ills of this world by having a mostly plant-based diet. My own dad, is 80 years old. He has diabetes, high blood pressure. I've been telling him about, I don't like vegetables. I go, Dad, you got no choice. I said, you're going to get off the diabetes medication. So I think that, Danni, we have so much support, and I want to help you in creating a platform of education and information, inspiration and motivation to give people a chance to start growing their own food. Folks, guess what? If you just make a tomato plant in a container on your deck, that's better than what you have right now.
Yes, it is.
And in my guide, right, I say start small. And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm putting out, I think I talked to you about, I don't have it totally set yet. I was just about ready to launch the Victory Garden in a box. And that's
Oh, yeah.
a starter set, but
Yeah.
I can't get seeds because all the seed guys are sold out. So
Tell me about it.
yeah, and that's amazing. it's amazing that people ran. And so what we were saying before, right? People were getting, they were getting lazy. They were, you know, they're getting nasty. We're getting petty. And this is a wake up call. We're closer to our families. We're
Yes.
more aware of our health. We're eating at home more. So I see a lot of great things coming out of this crisis, Danny. What about you?
I do too. I know it's a terrible thing that is going on in the world right now, and no one really knows how to handle it. But if every person who is sitting on their computer or they're sitting online right now utilizes it in a positive way to make a change, then we can make a change. We can make 1 million gardens happen all over the United States, and
More.
maybe more than that all over the world. And I
Exactly.
just want to tell people that, like, one person can make a huge change. I didn't expect all of the things that are happening right now, and once you get on a journey to help other people, you're gonna feel the same way. You're gonna be motivated. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the way you feel. And I think happiness is something that's really important right now.
Very well said. I echo those sentiments. And, you know, I think there's a higher power involved here. I don't want to get religious, but
Mhm.
I'm in a spiritual way. Uh, I was called to do this, and so were
Me
you.
too.
And
Yeah.
I, you know, 2 years ago when I said, "Oh, I'm doing a victory garden group," people are like, "What's a victory garden?" And then I told
Yeah.
them why. And then I'd say, well, you know, there might be food insecurity. No, I'll just go down to the grocery store. That's my garden. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, there's a big wake up call. So Danny, let's review. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, if you want to join the biggest victory garden group in the world, and I believe that's true. Okay. It's Victory Gardens with an S, Revival. If you want to have and be part of our Victory Garden family, go to Facebook and
Mhm.
go to Victory Garden Family. It's a private group. I have to approve you. So it's a different model. And also Victory Gardens of PA, is that still going, right?
I do want to keep that open
But it's hard,
to
right?
utilize. Yeah, I'm doing a lot with the big group. I do want to utilize it on a state level,
Yeah.
and you know, if I see something in my news feed that says, you know, someone's going to give away seed boxes or someone's going to give away food, I would still love to be able to share that and do gardening tips and do
Yeah.
that with people in my own state.
Well, you have a big purpose. You have a global mission, and we're both very blessed to know each other.
Yes.
And if you want to get in touch with Danny, her email is victory gardensrevival at gmail.com.
Yes,
Hey,
that's
not bad.
it.
Not bad for an old guy, huh? So, Danny, it's a true pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for your passion, your drive. And I'm sure we're going to be doing many, many great things together. And, you know, will you come back and visit again?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Danny. This is John Murphy, your healthy longevity guy. I hope we've inspired you to think about growing your own garden and to eating real food and why it's so important. Until next time, this is Johnny saying nothing but thanks. Ciao.